The scripture lesson this morning is a very well-known one. This time there are two stories told of miracles of healing. One is the story of a young girl who is taken for dead, but Jesus says she is only sleeping. The other is a woman who has been suffering from hemorrhaging for over 12 years, but who is cured when she touches Jesus' robe. But we won't be focusing on those stories of healing. So as you listen to this reading from Mark, be aware of the other interactions that are happening in this story. It is found in Mark's Gospel, and I will be reading in chapter 5, verses 21 through 34. Jesus was returning to Galilee in a boat, and when he got to the other side, a great crowd had gathered around him, and he was by the sea. Then one of the leaders of the synagogue, named Jairus, came by, and when he saw Jesus, fell at his feet and begged him repeatedly, "My little daughter is at this point of death. Come and lay your hands on her so that she may be made well and live." So Jesus went with him. And a large crowd followed him and pressed in on him. Now there was a woman who had been suffering from hemorrhages for 12 years. She had endured under many physicians and had spent all that she had, and she was no better, but rather grew worse. She had heard about Jesus and came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak, for she said, "If I touch his clothes, I will be made well." Immediately her hemorrhage stopped, and she felt in her body that she was healed of her disease. Immediately aware that power had gone from him, Jesus turned about in the crowd and said, "Who touched me?" And his disciples said to him, "You see the crowd pressing in on you. How can you say, 'Who touched me?'" He looked all around to see who had done it. But the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came in fear and trembling, fell down before him, and told him the whole story. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your disease." May these words open us to the Spirit's presence.
And may wisdom come to us this day.